Hello and welcome back. It's Saturday morning here, and because it's school holidays I have no Pilates, so there will be no beautiful golden retriever meeting me at the gate this morning, which is a bit sad. But on the other hand, it's a beautiful day and I've got things to do, and I'm going to start off by basically giving my house a once over, because these are the things that get neglected. I did not make that sound. Look who has come in and is sitting on my table in the sun. I mean, really, how cheeky is this? Neighbour's cat. He's beautiful. His name is Tom. And I will clean the table well after he has finished basking in the sun, but I'm sick of fighting him. And the only way I can stop fighting him is to close the balcony door, and I'm not going to do that. It's a beautiful day. That's one of the areas I have to just tidy up a little bit. I have to do the watering. You can see that I've got some little lettuces I put out in some nice long pots, and they're in the sun. Well, they will be soon. My extra lights glowed, but you know, I can't stand it because these ones have a pale warm light and these ones have a crisp white light. I am going to have to move them, I know. So I've got to water out here, and I've got to do some repotting of some of my indoor plants. I also want to take some cuttings from down in the garden below, because we're working down there at the moment and you can't really see, but it has actually improved dramatically by pulling a lot of things out. Oh, okay, it's up and moving. Okay, now you can see the sorts of things I have to do. The house isn't that bad, it just needs a vacuum and a tidy up. But I do need to do a huge pile of folding that I've just pulled off the washing line. What else? Just straighten up, really. It's not too bad. And put some lights on as I go through. This one, I always leave this little light on because I think it looks so cheerful, even during the day. Oh, excuse me. No, mate. I'm just about to put those in the washing machine. You can imagine why. Wait, off. Off. Come on. Off. Come on. Oh, look at this. Look at this cheeky boy. I said off. Come on. Off. So, you can see what the next job is, apart from putting the cat out the door, is to strip my bed and pop it in the washing machine. Can't think why, with the neighbour's cat walking all over it. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's so cute. I know, but he is going to move. So this is going to get stripped and popped in the wash. You won't be happy, but you're going out the front door. Say goodbye. Meow. Now, off you go.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
I just wanted to show you that I'm using one of the Method laundry liquids. It's really good, doesn't have a strong smell, and I don't use any form of fabric softener, but I do put half a cup or so of bicarb in with each wash, especially the white ones, and it gets them white and it leaves them soft, so, and cleans the machine all at the same time. Deodorizes the machine, whitens the whites, and isn't poisonous. Next step is watering. The thing I miss the most about a big garden is not having a hose, so I use a watering can. That's alright. It's not exactly a big problem, but it just takes a while to fill, that's all. And I run back and forth a little. I'll put these things in the dishwasher and then on with the next thing. While I'm standing here, I have a big sip from my llama cup. I've already had a full one of these today, so that's pretty good. I need to refill it now. Okay, stop! So everything is watered. These are sitting here. This is one of those slow release fertilizers. That's very good, and this one's for roses, gardenias, azaleas, camellias. So basically the ones that like ericaceous soil, she said, finding that in her brain somewhere. Now, one of my tribe, one of the subscribers asked me why I don't use pots, saucers underneath my pots, and the answer is mosquitoes and stagnant water. You know, just a no-no, because we would get terrible mosquitoes through here, if we had standing water. Plus, when I lived in Singapore, it was actually illegal to have a saucer under a plant, and if they found any pots or saucers around the garden with water in them, you would be fined. So yeah, I don't use them. It's not good for the roots of the plant. They like free draining. There's barely unless it's a bog plant, all plants like free draining soil, and basically a little bit of water flushing across the concrete isn't too bad. Out the front the salt staining is a bit of a problem, but I've moved them to the other side so it won't happen anymore. But look across here at my neighbour's fence. Can you see what is over there? Wisteria. Most beautiful wisteria. And so I've now got my jasmine here and the wisteria flowering behind it. I'm feeling a bit spoiled really. My jasmine's been fabulous this year. The Clematis montana is coming out, or Montana if you live in America. I suppose it's called Montana over there. But it goes all the way up here, and it's even flowering up here. Hasn't flowered down across these ones yet. But I'm quite pleased with that. It was just such a tiny plant when it went in last year. And these are my first flowers. So that's this area looked after for today. And I'm happy with that. That's good. My nice little lettuces. These are cut and come again lettuces. They're the ones that you can cut basically the top 2/3 off when they're a little bit bigger, and the bottom third will regrow. What I tend to do is to take as many leaves. If I've got 6 little lettuces here, if I take a couple of leaves from each one, then I've got enough leaves for a couple of people, and that's basically what I need most of the time. Okay, out to the front to do the same. So I have now watered, as you can see it's spilling everywhere, and yes, it does stain the plastic coating they put on the concrete. If they'd left it concrete it would have been fine, but there was general agreement that it should be recovered, and I'm afraid it's a monster. Other people are having the same issues. I can get that off, but I haven't scrubbed it recently, so I have moved everything over to this side. Cyclamen are doing amazingly well. They've been there for ages. These need a little trim, but I'll give them a good feed. I've watered them, but I'll feed them first. This one is struggling. But I keep thinking, look, it's got all of this growing, and I'm not one for throwing away plants when they're alive. And this one here. Okay, now it's time for this. I've had a good chat to my neighbour and her dog. She's got a greyhound called Chicken. Butter Chicken, actually. But yes, so I had a nice chat to her, and now I'm going to fold all this washing. And no, you're not going to watch me. I'm just going to show you the pile when I'm done. Alright, everything's folded, ready to go back. These they were little towels I had from IKEA. They don't sell them anymore, but I use them instead of using too many paper towels. And here we go, I'm on my second big bottle, my little llama cup. Wanted to show you that one of my little plants has got a brand new leaf. The fiddle leaf fig is going to have another fiddle leaf. I think there are 2 coming there, not certain. This little ficus is doing very well as well. There's so many new leaves. And the same as this little lady palm. Look at that. It's got so many new ones. I might have to divide that. I repotted this to give it a slightly bigger pot. They do like having the pothos. They do like having crowded feet, but this one was just getting ridiculous. Okay, I've got to go and put out the washing because it's a nice day. I'm going to make the most of it and dry my clothes the old-fashioned way. We have washing lines out here that can air dry, and we have such beautiful clean air, and to have white linens hanging in the sun certainly is excellent for making everything white, incredibly white. So there we go, old-fashioned, because this is an old apartment block. And there's the other view of my balcony, seen from the garden, which is rather nice, isn't it? Before I finish today, I was about to do this, and I thought, well, I may as well include you. What I'm going to do is just to wash some veggies and things and put them, I'm going to put some carrots and some celery into these jars so that they're ready to snack. And I want to wash this bag of just mixed lettuce ready to go. So that's just easy. I want to do it. What I do is I just wash it in clean water, because our water is very high quality here in Melbourne, and some of the studies have shown that, or many of the studies have shown that clean water is just as good as vegetable washes and using vinegar and using bicarb. But what I do often, and today is one of those days, is that I take my little lady out of the fridge, and there we go, she goes, oh, stinkies. So this is the little deodorizing person who sits in my fridge, and she's filled with bicarbonate of soda. And that absorbs any odours, so my fridge always smells fresh. But what I'm going to do is use this, which is the old bicarb, to clean my sink, and I'll refill her in a minute. So she'll be fresh for the month. Now what I do is I just tossed it in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of water, give it a good scrub, because there's no point in washing vegetables to get them fairly clean, nice and clean, if you've got a dirty sink. So it's a good excuse to make sure that the sink's really clean, and therefore it's not going to be transferring onto it. Now, studies apparently have shown that our sinks are often some of the dirtiest places in our homes because, you know, we do all the cleaning inside them, which is pretty obvious, I suppose, but I hadn't thought of that. I suppose I've always cleaned mine just because I'm a bit like that. Polish it up, and then I will just wash all my veggies and chop them up, put them in the jars, and they'll be ready to snack on during the next few days. This one does say washed and ready to use. My issue is that they use chlorine, and well, I don't know that they use chlorine. I know that a lot of places use chlorine, and yes, it's in our water, I suppose, and you know that it's a very common thing. But I would rather wash off as many chemicals as possible, including the ones that they've used to protect me with. I'd rather protect myself. So I'm just going to fill up the sink and toss this in.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light
And that, nice little paper towel, goes back in the refrigerator at the moment. Next up, celery.
and now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
You know those tiny little ones that you get in those collections of the containers? Well, here's one of them. And that is the perfect size to fill up and just keep in the refrigerator next to the little snacks, the celery and carrots, and I can dip away happily in that, and it's only mine, and it's not going to transfer bacteria into the main bowl. And it takes actually probably a couple of tablespoons, what, 3? Certainly 3 big fat teaspoons, so that's what, a couple of tablespoons, maybe a tablespoon and a half, let's be honest. Okay, so put these two together and the celery, and you've got a little snack. Anytime, that you just feel like chocolate, this isn't going to do it, because, chocolate, you have to have chocolate. But if it doesn't have to be chocolate, if you just want something crunchy, then this is going to be a great mid-afternoon snack. There it is. My little snack jars are here, next to my water. Milk, 2 types of milk. I have the almond milk and A2 cow milk, because the A2 makes it really easy to digest. And up here I just have my little tub of hummus. That's normally where I put cooked boiled eggs. And over here is my fridge. The washed and ready to go lettuce is down here, a few other things down in the other crisper, and my little person is here, all filled up again, and her button, you can't see, but her button actually says, I don't think I can focus on it, it says October. Anyway, you turn it round until it is the month that you topped it up, and you top it up, say a month or 2 later. Okay, fridge is actually quite tidy, quite happy with that, that's alright. And that is my day. I've decided to call it quits. I've got a clean house, I've got the fridge tidied up, I've done a lot of washing and got it all dry outside in the fresh air and sunshine. I have brought in most of it, and I'm going to go and get the rest in a moment, because right now I can smell that wonderful spring smell of smoke. Just a hint. Very sensitive. When you live in fire zones, you're very, very sensitive to the hint of smoke. And this isn't scary. This means that it's a mild spring day, and the fire, the CFA, our Country Fire Authority, will be working around the area, in all of the bush areas, out to, where I've taken you out through into the country, really, where it's only, 10 minutes away from here, and I'm 20 minutes from the centre of the city. It's very close because we're in the green wedge. There's this great big wedge of green that follows the river down, and so we've, the outer suburbs are much, much further away in other areas, but for this side, the country is very close. But it means that they're out there and they are doing what's called fuel reduction burning. The fuel being the bushes, the low-growing plants, the vines, the extra leaves all over the ground, and they are burning them off to reduce the risk of giant bushfires in this coming summer. Okay, so I'm done for now, and I am going to sit down and have a cup of tea and start editing, and then I'm going out a little bit later. So I hope that you're enjoying these vlogs. This was a boring one. I'm sorry, it was just sort of around home and pottering and what I do on a Saturday when I don't have Pilates. I hope that you'll subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you like this, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, hear what you'd like to see me do, and I'll be back tomorrow. So I hope that whatever you're doing, you're having a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.